Welcome back. In step 2, we are going to create a EC2 key pair with the name terraform-key and also review the C1 versions.tf. Okay, so which will have the terraform and then provider blocks inside that. Okay, so let's go back to our EC2 and go to network and security and key pairs, and I'll create a key pair named terraform-key. So this one we will be referencing in our EC2 instance when we are creating that respective resource. Okay, so let me create this. So this one we are creating because whenever you create a EC2 instance and then something you are not able to understand, okay, so something is not working as expected for you at that point of time, so you can log into your EC2 instance and then troubleshoot. Because as part of this section we are also going to include a sample app that will be installed to test, right? So it is good to also have the SSH access to your VM when you do this. So for that purpose only terraform-key. Okay, so this respective key is created. So the next step here is to review our C1 versions.tf. So in our earlier sections when we are dealing with the Terraform fundamental blocks, so we learned about Terraform block and then provider block in a detailed manner. So we are not going to always write those things in the live template writing. Okay, so once we have written it and then we know what it is, so we really don't need to worry about it, but we are going to use it as a standard everywhere. So for that purpose, so what we are going to do here is, so the C1 versions.tf, we will just do a high level review, right? So we will define the required inside the Terraform block. We'll have something called required version and then required providers. And required version, so I am saying that tilde greater than as the symbol here, which means I am using the 0.14.6, but if you use any rightmost version, anything latest also, it is going to work. Okay, so 7 or 8 or 9. Okay, so I'm using currently 6, and then anything will work with this tilde greater than. Okay, so if you want to change it to greater than or equal to, so then 0.15 or all these things might work for you. Okay, so the reason I'm locking my version to this is I'm building on this version. Okay, but when you are doing it, so you can change your version if it is at that point of time whenever you are implementing this, your version is 0.15, so use 0.15 or just change it as 14 and then remove these two things. Okay, now the rightmost version is 14 and then it should work for 15 and then 16 and then 17. Other template issues, if any, or changes to VPC or EC2 instance comes in, those might fail, but the core required version might pass. Okay, but the thing here is what you want to use. Okay, so it's up to you at that point of time what it is available, and then what version is available, and then what version constraint you want to use, and then accordingly these templates will be compatible or not. So 99% of the cases in all the upcoming versions also these things should be compatible. These are basic resources only, so no complex things we are defining here. And the required provider, so I'm saying anything from 3.x you can use, which is nothing but 3.0, rightmost 0. Okay, so if it changes to 4.x, at that point of time you need to change this to 4, but as of now required providers, so you can leave it as like this. Okay, so this is Terraform block and this is the providers block. In providers block, whatever we are implementing in the region US East 1 North Virginia. Okay, so we'll leave that also as is, and profile default is option. So whatever you have configured your home.aws credentials, so accordingly the default profile I have configured, I have put it. So even if I comment it also, it will work because it will pick the default profile automatically. Okay, so with that said, so this is the overall introductory part about these two things. Okay, so which is nothing but terraform-key and also C1 versions.tf. So in our next lecture we are going to create the resources for VPC. Okay, so 1 to 7, and also in upcoming lectures we will also create EC2 instance and then elastic IP. So my backup for reference I'll always put in the backup folder here, and then once my writing of the templates here is completed, I will anyway delete this backup folder. Okay, so this completes the understanding and then introduction of C1 versions.tf. In our next lecture, we'll focus on VPC. So first we'll create the VPC manually and then understand, and after that we'll go ahead and then create the same VPC and all underlying resources step by step using Terraform. So I'll see you in the next lecture. Until then, bye bye. Thank you.